got something for you. We got something for you. It's something Megapod shiny. It's wrapped in Megapod plastic. Put on your Megapod jammy. It's time for Megapod-tastic. 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 Megapod-tastic.
Good morning. Welcome to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand or Crazy Joe's Adventures, whichever channel you're watching this on. This video is currently live on Crazy Joe Adventures. It's going to come off of that channel after the stream and live full-time on the Concession Stand channel because we're talking movies, and where we do that is over at the Concession Stand. So welcome to the party. And today I want to talk about the first Omen. It doesn't mean we just have to talk about the first Omen. Hang on a second. I just need to respond to a couple things here. All right. Yeah, I saw the first Omen last night, and as Degrassi Knowles and Lil Movie Perp told me, they both were crazy about this film, and I rushed out to see it on their recommendation. And I do have to say, it is one hell of a movie. Butts Unplugged is here. Good to see you. Brent Mania is here. Good to see you. Isaac, good to see you. Richard, long time. Yeah, I haven't done a live stream in a very long time, Richard. This is my first live stream in, over a week because I've been sick. If you know, you know. We're staying positive. We are staying positive today. This is a positive stream. Geriatric Geek, welcome to the party, Geriatric Geek. Good to see you. They're another positive force here on YouTube. One, Mr. Geriatric Geek, who does a tremendously great channel. And if you're not subscribed to him, please do so. He's one of the good guys. He's one of the good guys of YouTube, as I like to say. My friend Adam the Woo used to talk about the circle of goodness. He'd be like, "This is the circle of goodness," and there you go. I always liked that. I always liked that circle of goodness idea, and I hope we can keep a circle of goodness going here. So yeah, welcome. Brent Mania says, "Stay positive, never give up, and rise above the hate." Crazy Joe is there. Thank you. I appreciate it. So I sent Little Movie Perp a link. And I hope he can join us because Little Movie Perp has seen the first Omen. He did recommend to me to go see the first Omen. He thinks it is just about like one of the best things playing right now. I didn't like it quite as much as he did, but I do agree with him. It is one of the best things playing right now. It is a really solid movie. It's worth your time. I think right now, Late Night with the Devil is a better movie. If you want to see a great horror movie, I would go with Late Night with the Devil. That would be my choice, but they're both really good and they're both really worth your time. And Late Night with the Devil, I believe on April 19th. I think it's April 19th. That's a Friday. It's going to be on Shudder. So if you haven't seen it in the theater, you'll have a chance to watch it on Shudder on April 19th. I would personally recommend seeing it in the theater. I had a really good theater experience. I saw it in a crowded theater of people that were really into the movie. Perp, on the other hand, felt that it would play better on television. And I get where he's coming from because it is a found footage movie of a televised broadcast. So I could see how that also would play well on TV. But my theater experience was so strong. Like I saw it in such a... You hear people complain. I've complained about bad theater experiences. Five Nights at Freddy's was a very, very bad theater experience for me. And this one was just the opposite. You had a whole room full of people that were just hanging on the film. There's nothing quite like that shared experience. Geriatric Geek says, "Thank you, Joe. You're the leader of the circle." Oh, thank you. I don't know that I'm the leader, but I try. Being positive is a good thing, Isaac says. I agree. It costs nothing to save money and be kind. Damn it. Little Movie Perp cannot right now. Perp, I still have the option through MME to go live on your channel. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? If I go live on Perp's channel, then he's got to come in, doesn't he? Like, he'd be like, what? Someone's live on my channel? What's going on? So for half a second, I thought about it. I was like, CJH would do it. CJH would do it. But I didn't do that to you. Would have been funny, though, wouldn't it? Butts Unplugged says, I saw Madam Web and enjoyed it. I also enjoyed Madam Web. I think that's a movie that's getting a lot of unfair hate and unfair criticism. But you give us, Butts Unplugged, you give us a perfect segue with Madam Web, because I do want to talk about Cinema Score. Cinema Score. If you, Cinema Score is when they, poll people coming out of the theater, and they ask them, hey, what did you think of such and such a movie? And for a long time, I always said Cinema Score was the only accurate way to check on the audience, what the audience thinks of things, because for a fact they saw the movie. There's no nonsense there, because with Rotten Tomatoes, before they had the verified score, anyone could leave a score. You still can with the unverified score. So people could review bomb these things. You wouldn't know if they actually saw the movie or not. But Cinema Score, it was people coming out of the theater, so you knew for a fact they had seen the film. Give me a second. I want to make sure I'm on the right mic. My mic, yeah, I'm on the right mic. My mic got changed on me behind the scenes on StreamYard not long ago. And I was using a lesser mic and unaware of it because they didn't tell me they changed the input. So, no, we're on the right mic. Okay, I'm going to share with you Cinema Score, because I question now if Cinema Score is a worthwhile metric anymore. Now, look, opinions are opinions. No, people are gonna think what they're gonna think. But what do we know? We know that Madam Web, a movie that I enjoyed, but even someone who enjoyed it, I'll tell you, it's a problematic film. It's got some really bad dialogue. The villain was a bad actor. Or at least he came across as a very bad actor in the film. I hear a lot of his dialogue was redubbed, so that might have been the problem. But we know for a fact that Madam Web has been kind of trashed all over the internet as being this terrible movie. But let's look at the Cinema Score for Madam Web, if we can find it here. Yeah, there it is. Madam Web on Cinema Score gets a C+. So when they come out of the theater and they ask people what they think of Madam Web, they said it's a C+, which is not a great score. Okay, that is not a strong score, a C+. But then we get The First Omen, which is a movie that I've been hearing positive buzz about. Obviously, Little Movie Perp and Degrassi liked it. It's gotten fairly favorable critic reviews. So this is a movie that the word has been strong on. And what does it get on Cinema Score? It gets a C. A C. Madam Web got a C+, and The First Omen only got a C. So this is telling us that audiences prefer Madam Web to The First Omen. That is mind-boggling to me. The First Omen is a really smart movie. It's well written. It's got really well directed. It's got some disturbing imagery. It sets up the original Richard Donner version of The Omen with some twists you may not see coming. It's really a well done film. Now, I know film is for everyone. That's just the way it is. No film is for everyone. But the fact that a movie like Madam Web, that the entire world seems to have piled on, got a more positive review on CinemaScore than The First Omen is mind-boggling to me. And I don't know what to make of this, because I saw The First Omen last night. I've seen Madam Web, but First Omen's definitely the better of the films. Definitely. without question. But audiences say otherwise. Audiences are saying Madam Web is a stronger film than the first Omen. I don't know what to make of this. This is so weird to me. Butts Unplugged says, I picked up The Lion Guard Return of the Roar on DVD. I'm not quite sure what that is, to be honest with you, Butts Unplugged. Is that, was that the Disney Plus or the Disney Junior show that was a sequel to The Lion King? The Lion Guard? No. Isaac says, loved the Insane Moments, gave me chills. I'm not sure what the Insane Moments is. Is that a new movie? I'll have to Google the Insane Moments. Lisa says, so Ghostbusters, best retro line, dickless. Isaac says, okay, there's one comment on an ad for this movie, and it said it's a cash grab. And reason is because it's getting good reviews, and I am like, wait. Okay, there is one comment on an ad for this movie that said it's cash grab like, and his reason is because it's getting good reviews, and I am like, a movie getting good reviews isn't a cash grab. Well, to be honest, let's not kid ourselves. All major studio franchise films are cash grabs. I mean, they're not making movies that they don't think are going to make money or that they don't want to make money. So that's always the goal. That's always the goal. So being a cash grab is kind of a weird complaint because, of course, they want to make money. Like that's what they're after. Any major studio wants to make money. So a cash grab is not necessarily inherently a bad thing. The question is it good or not? But I and many other people think that the Omen is very good, and but apparently audiences don't agree. J2H, currently pooping at Wendy's. Just want to say you're the best and I love you. I love you too, J2H. Go subscribe to J2H, another good guy. Reggie19 says, so the new Omen movie is better than the new Exorcist movie. I have yet to see either. I've seen both. I think The Exorcist Believer was unnecessarily hated upon. It's probably, to me, the best Exorcist sequel we've ever had. Now, keep in mind, that's not saying much because most of the Exorcist sequels have been pretty terrible. A lot of people really like Exorcist 3. I didn't really love Exorcist 3. Exorcist 3 was okay. I would say Exorcist 3 and Exorcist Believer are kind of, I think they're both okay. But there's none of the Exorcist sequels are anywhere near the quality of the original. But yeah, I did think The Exorcist Believer was kind of unnecessarily hated on. But there's no question the first Omen is the better of the two films I would say by a lot. Butts Unplugged says, I agree, Madam Web has problems, but it's still enjoyable. I agree, Butts Unplugged. What I really like about Madam Web is I think it has a great underlying story. It has, keep saying it's got a great story, but not a great script. What I mean by that is the dialogue is bad. Some of the plotting is clumsy, but the underlying story of you have a villain who knows these three powerless young kids are going to have the power to destroy him someday, and he's trying to preemptively kill them. It's a very Terminator, Sarah Connor, and proof that it's a good story. It works with the Terminator, right? We've already seen it kind of with the Terminator, so we know that kind of story could work. And the idea of the villain having Spider-Man-like powers, and the only thing that can protect them is a person who doesn't have physical strength or physical power, but a precognitive ability. I think that's the recipe for a great movie. I think it's a great story. It just needed a far, far better script. That's my takeaway on it. Bulgarian Pit Viper says, hey, Joe, what's shaking in the hood, good sir? All is good now. We've come down. Anyone who was here about an hour ago, I was a little elevated about an hour ago. We're calming ourselves. By the way, if you're one of the people who's texted me, and I've gotten some texts, I haven't had a chance to respond to them all yet, but I will. Bulgarian Pit Viper says one of my favorite horror movies is Popcorn. Have you ever seen it? Popcorn. Buy a bag. Go home in a box. I have. I own it on Blu-ray. There's a movie I like better than Popcorn, but I think it complements Popcorn very, very well. That's Joe Dante's Matinee. Matinee with by Joe Dante and Popcorn, I think, are very similar films, and I like them both. I like Matinee better, but man, has nobody ever done a double feature of those? Like, no, some movie theater, some drive-in really ought to book both of those films as a double feature. Wouldn't that be a great double feature? Matinee and Popcorn. I think they go well together. Steven says, Joey, looking forward to seeing the Monster Mash. The trailer looks good. I don't know what the Monster Mash is. I have not seen that trailer yet. I will make a note to check that out. Monster Mash. Okay. Isaac says, Butts Unplugged, are you into horror movies? Because if you aren't, I don't think you should. And Brandon's here. Good to see you, Brandon. Opted to see Monkey Man instead of the first Omen yesterday. I've heard good things about Monkey Man, but I gotta be honest, the trailer didn't do anything for me. Isaac, the biggest movie fan, says favorite horror movies are Barbarian, Smile, and The Quiet Place. I gotta be honest, I didn't like any of those movies. I didn't like any of those three. I thought Smile was too similar to It Follows, and I like It Follows quite a bit. I really like It Follows. And Barbarian was the one with Justin Long, right? I remember I really liked it until Justin Long showed up. Then I thought it got goofy. I think my favorite horror movies of all time would be the original Psycho. I got the Psycho box set right here, but the original Psycho. And I also really love Psycho 2. And I don't know. I'd have to think about it after that. There's some really good ones. Some true classics. Reggie says Matinee is getting a brand new 4K release. It is, and I gotta tell you, already pre-ordered it. I'm very excited. Can't wait to get my hands on Matinee. I love Matinee, man. I really love Matinee. Monster Mash. A dying Dr. Frankenstein is determined to meld the world's strongest monsters into a singular, unstoppable creation. Now the monsters, including Dracula, Werewolf, and the Invisible Man, must work together to stop him before it's too late. That sounds really fun. Okay, you got my attention. That sounds really fun. Let me see if I can. Monster Mash movie. Oh, it's an asylum movie, though. That's not often a good sign. The premise sounds good. Michael Madsen's in it. Okay, I'm going to have to watch the trailer for this one. I got to tell you, the fact that it's by the Asylum makes me lose a little bit of hope, but it sounds like a fun premise. Lisa says, seeing the Beetlejuice trailer in the theater made me more excited for it to come out. The juice is loose. I still wish we got the 90s sequel, though. I was really looking forward to Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. I love that title. I think there was so much fun could have been had there. But Someplace says, I like a lot of 80s, 90s, and 2000s horror movies. Steven says it's directed by Jose Prendes. He did another film, Headless Horseman, which is a bit like Ghost Rider. You know, I'm sitting here telling you that I lose hope because it's an asylum film. But I don't think that should be the case. Honestly, most asylum films are pretty terrible. But why does it have to be like that, really? I mean, that seems to be the way it is, but why does it have to be like that? Remember back in the day, Roger Corman was known for making schlock, but he made good schlock, and he would get talented filmmakers like Joe Dante, Ron Howard, and James Cameron, people who would go on to be huge influential filmmakers, and he would give them the grounds to prove themselves. Come in here, make this low-budget schlocky film for me. Make the best low-budget schlocky film you can. And if you do well with it, you'll move on. you'll do something. You'll move on to something better. Yes, the Corman School. The Corman School. Why can't the Asylum or any of these direct-to-video companies be like Roger Corman? Yes, we're going to do these things on the cheap. Yes, we are going to do things that are a little schlocky. But come in here and prove yourself. Come in here and make something that elevates the material. But that doesn't seem to happen, does it? And I wonder why. Because if you're hungry to make a movie, and a company like the Asylum would give you the opportunity, wouldn't you want to go in there and really just prove yourself? I don't know. I mean, Scott Derrickson made a direct-to-video Hellraiser movie, Hellraiser Inferno, and then he went on to bigger and better things like Doctor Strange. So it's not like working in that direct-to-video sphere can't lead you to something bigger, but it doesn't seem to happen anymore like it did in the old Corman days. Bulgarian says Monster Mash Michael Madsen assembles his own monster squad in a new indie horror film. I don't know. I like this premise. I want to like that movie. Isaac says, "Is anyone excited for Tarot?" I watched the trailer for it, and to me, it doesn't look interesting. I got to be honest, I'm not familiar with Tarot. I'll have to look up the trailer for that one too. Writing it here. Butts and Plug asks, have you seen Life Force? Yes, Canon Films. I was like 2 days ago. I was wearing my Canon Films T-shirt. I love Canon Films. I do. I own Life Force on Blu-ray. All right, guys. We've only been live for like 20 minutes, but I got to tell you, whenever I'm live all alone, and keep in mind, I was live for about a half hour before this on a different stream. It's starting to take a toll on my voice, especially being sick. So I think I am going to wrap it up a little. It's a shame Perp can't be here because then I wouldn't have to do all the talking. Brandon says, have you seen a preview for Boy Kills World? Oh, Boy Kills World looks terrific. It looks terrific. Steven says, Jose is a friend of Wet Movie 1. He goes by the name Master Chaos on YouTube. Okay, I know Wet Movie. Wet Movie's a good guy. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. I like that premise. I wanna like it. Okay, we're gonna be wrapping this up. But Butts Unplugged says, Crazy Joe, what's your favorite go-to snack at the movies? Popcorn. I'm on a low carb diet. Popcorn is low carb. I could eat a lot of popcorn. Right now, I shouldn't be eating it. But Regal has this really good spicy popcorn chicken. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good, but it's breaded. It's not low carb. I shouldn't be eating it. I've been pretty much eating it anytime I go to a noon movie and it's like, oh, it's lunchtime. I need lunch. I get the popcorn chicken. Did it yesterday. We took my daughter to see Kung Fu Panda 2 or 4. Kung Fu Panda 4. And I had the popcorn chicken. Bulgarian says Beetlejuice 2 details might shed some light on why the character of Charles Dietz is missing. You know, I don't want to say anything too controversial here, but I have heard behind the scenes from people in the know, and I don't know this firsthand. I'm telling you what I've heard secondhand. I hear that some of the charges that were against Jeffrey Jones weren't quite fair. I have a friend who knows him, and he said that, he didn't plead guilty. He pleaded no contest. And I've heard that Jeffrey Jones said he wants to write a book about what really went down. So I don't know. I don't know what to think, having heard both. But we obviously have heard some pretty horrifying things about Jeffrey Jones, and if what we've heard is true, then screw that guy. But I've also heard some of what we heard might not be true, and I don't know what to believe. I don't know the guy. I never met the guy, but I'm curious to hear how things what went down with. I'm curious for Jeffrey Jones to write his book. Let's just put it that way. I'm curious for Jeffrey Jones to write his book because I'm wondering if he really did get a raw deal, as I've heard, or if he really is the monster that we've heard. I don't know. I'm not gonna say because I don't know. I will say if it's true, screw that guy. But it's a shame. He was a talented actor. He threw his career away, and screw him. But or he got a raw deal. I don't know. I bet Degrassi knows. Degrassi knows all. Degrassi knows everything going on in Hollywood. I bet Degrassi could tell me every last detail because the guy he's always got the inside info. All right, guys. Bulgarian says, are Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis returning? They are not, which brings up an interesting question. How are you going to write them out? If they go back to the house and they're ghosts that are trapped in the house, where are they? I guess we'll find out. And Degrassi has been saying for a while now that he's heard that Beetlejuice isn't going to be very good. But Degrassi says, Beetlejuice 2 was put together too quickly, filmed even quicker. I don't have high hopes, but I do hope I'm wrong. I hope you're wrong too, Degrassi. I want to like Beetlejuice 2. I really do. Geriatric Geek says, have a great week, Joe. Philly is a better place after today. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, boy. Somebody can't hit the road fast enough. Of course, it's always been my dream to live in Florida. So that's one little issue now. Great. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for putting up with my nonsense for a little bit. And we'll do this again soon. Again, if you're watching this on the Crazy Joe Adventures channel, it's going to be privatized there, and it will live forever on the Crazy Joe Concession Stand channel because that's where we do movie talk. All right, everybody. Keep wearing those pajamas. Thanks for joining me.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Tell everyone you meet.
Keep wearing those pajamas
With the back door flap.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Don't open it, a trap.
Oh no,
It's a trap. Some people call them bitches. Some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander Adamas. But no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas.
keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas.
I know we're having fun.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
And now the song is done.